Okay, we are here with head coach Mario Andaya of Central Washington after a 3-1 win in the opening round of the NCAA Regional. And to his left is Marianna Payne, and to his right, Sydney Remsberg. First, coach, just an opening statement about today's match.
Well, I think we showed the grit that we've been showing most of the past month. I think we've been playing playoff ball since November just to stay alive and really try and get an at-large berth. And I thought we showed what we were capable of once we settled in. The Chaminade, I mean, that's a championship team right there, and it took everything that we needed to adjust to their style of play. But I was really proud of the grit that these players showed.
Marianna, talk about that grit a little after that first set. How did you guys come back and really put it together?
Well, we're a very competitive team, especially in practice, so I think that once that clicked for us and once we didn't want that first set to ever happen to us again, we just really came out the second set and took care of business.
For everybody, you guys dropped that first set rather convincingly despite you were in it at the beginning, and then you go on and take the second induced points, rally to take the third. At the end of the third, is there like a feeling of, okay, we have a set to play with, but we're not going to give them an opportunity to go to that fifth because of what happened in September?
For sure. I mean, you look at those things, and set 3 becomes a critical set, because both teams have showed some volatility, and if we can steal that set somehow going into the fourth, then we take a little bit of pressure off, but and then we can play a little bit more free. But Chaminade's good, and we understood that they play a very unique style of ball where they make so many plays, some unorthodox things that we had to stay the course. And so we didn't. I mean, if we could help it, obviously we don't want to go to a fifth, So I'm glad the points turned out our way. We went on a few runs right there and were able to hold on to a lead, so that really helped.
Yeah, the start of the fourth there, you guys get off to that pretty good start. I mean, they didn't really get their traction any feet under their wings. How big is that start for you guys as a team to, hey, we got a higher seat on the ropes. Now all we have to do is finish them.
Yeah, I'd say definitely winning that third set was huge, and we kind of carried the momentum from like the end of that set into the fourth, and it just kind of allowed us to play comfortable and like just kind of play our game and really stay the course with Chaminade.
We knew it was going to be a marathon. We knew it was going to be a lot of long rallies and stuff, and we were prepared for that. We have trained since August for this tournament, for this opportunity, and we just came out and showed what we've been working on all year.
In the second, third, and fourth sets, you hold them to 0-7-1, 0-7-5 zeros. What was the biggest defensive adjustment you guys had to make against their offense? Because they have some big physical hitters with some nice live arms.
Yeah, no, if you look at that team, they're one of the leaders in statistics as a team. Nobody's glaring as far as stat heavy, but the setter does a phenomenal job of distributing the ball. And so we had to really rely on how we play defense, really try and be a presence at the net so they felt uncomfortable. And if they didn't, then they didn't. But it seemed like they started to create a little bit more errors, started to get a little bit soft on their shots, which I credit to our blockers who showed some presence there, and we got some good digs and transition work out of it. So, but again, at any time, and those guys can go off, and so we were really fortunate to get that fourth set.
You guys talk about training for this since August, but tell me what the pandemic year was like for you guys the no season of 2020, and just how hard it was to be off the court, be away from each other, and all those things.
Yeah, I'll let Sydney handle this. She's been here.
Yeah, it was super, super difficult just because we went home for spring break and thinking we're going to come back and get back into volleyball and things, and we're gone for 6 months. So even since we've been training since August, it's really been we've been training since we came back from COVID and not getting to have a championship last year. And I think we only played 7 games. So we've really, really been preparing for this moment since the pandemic. And I think kind of the time away from each other made us realize like how much we love each other, even when, you know, every day in practice you kind of forget it a little bit. But I just think it kind of made us realize that we have like a larger goal that we're all working for.
Coach, those 7 matches last spring, were they helpful because you got to get some touches, even though there was no regional tournament, there was no kind of postseason or anything like that of that nature?
I had a lot of youngsters that we got to play that probably wouldn't have played that year, and so we had a lot of first-year kids and a lot of kids who opted out. So it allowed our young players to get some good work in against some conference opponents, and I think it played dividends. I mean, even though it was very very raw out there, it wasn't really clean. We got these kids some opportunity to play with each other at least, right? And then carry that over. So we have a lot of freshmen that are on the court, as you can see, and I think that time in the spring, that short little season that we had, is paying dividends, even though that record wasn't great.
Yeah. The big question, how do you sustain this momentum tomorrow afternoon?
Well, I want these guys to celebrate what they've done, you know, for like 5 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. You know, we're gonna obviously spend some time watching Western Washington, Simon Fraser, and see who our next opponent's going to be. But I think really it's celebrating what we've done and looking forward to doing it again and seeing where it takes us.
I'm good.
Congratulations, Coach and players. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.